East Meadow.
I don't know.
Long Island. Long Island.
Long Island. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I figured.
Jersey, idiot.
All right, I'm running the intro thingy.
Watch your fucking mouth, man.
Oh, I'm coming right at you to start off the show. Episode 388, 2024 MLB preview show. Steven and Vin are here. Danny will join us in a little bit. We got Devin joining us, and there he is. There's the face of the place. Snacks. Snacks, I said I'm coming right at you to start the show. I got a very important question, and it's actually not baseball related.
Talk to me.
It's more important. Where are we meeting to riot at the NBA offices when Jalen Brunson does not win the MVP?
The office is in Sea Caucus. The train station's right there. So
Okay,
we'll
so
meet
right
there
at the train station?
We'll meet there and then we'll go because there is no player in the NBA more valuable than JB.
My coworker said the only guy, and it's also the only guy I want the Knicks to even circle on their must-have this summer, that you could possibly argue would be Luka.
Yeah, that's it. Jokic does it like that. Jokic is going to get to the point where he's LeBron, where he's the best player in the NBA, but he never wins MVP. So, you take Jalen off the Knicks, and the Knicks are garbage.
Look at those 2 games they played without him.
Yeah, they weren't pretty.
The Hawks without Trae Young, they got blown out by.
Look at this. Snacks has notes.
Yeah,
Max is always prepared. Remember when he misses the show? He always sends out his list.
always.
He's the only one of us that actually comes prepared for this shit.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I got an Excel sheet. I'm ready to go.
You guys are going to hate my picks, though.
I always hate your picks.
Well, let's go into it, boys.
Fuck you.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
I nailed Garrett Cole last year.
Dev, how you feeling, buddy?
How's that working out right now?
Not bad. I mean, my hockey team sucks.
Yes.
I'm excited for baseball
Hockey's a
because my
horrible
hockey
sport.
team sucks. So
My hockey team doesn't suck.
I'm not enjoying the fact that I don't have Garrett Cole for 1 to 2 months. That kind of sucks. It kind of takes the excitement out a little bit, especially of like getting Juan Soto or getting to watch Juan Soto and Judge hit back to back was like an exciting thing. And then you have pair it with Garrett Cole being the reigning AL Cy Young winner. And now I don't have him for 2 months. So we're going to rely on Rodon now, which I'm not very happy about. I'm scared. But, I mean, I like what the Jets did. I've been watching that.
This is
but
a baseball
I'm not high on them either.
Until his high
this-
ankle sprain
this
happens.
This is a baseball show, okay?
Wait, Devin,
This-
real quick before we get into the baseball, I have a question about like the whole Jets thing.
Mhm.
I genuinely don't understand like why Joe Douglas is being praised like some god when he's signed 1 year. I guess it's the 1 year deal thing to guys that are all injury prone beyond belief. Like they are. I don't understand.
He made. I mean, the only move to make it left tackle was going to be to get Tyron Smith.
I agree.
That's
I agree with that.
the only person out there that was even worth anything. I mean, you went from a guy who gave up 13 sacks last year and Mekhi Becton to Tyron Smith, who's an All-Pro, Pro Bowl caliber left tackle. So I'll take it. I know he hasn't been healthy for a full season since 2015, but like I'll roll the dice on that instead of watching Mekhi Becton be a turnstile at left tackle. Douglas just gets a lot of praise, I guess, because of the way he's drafted when he got Garrett Wilson and Jermaine Johnson and had a really well first round, the previous years. I wasn't happy with this year's pick with Will McDonald. I know that he's going to try to do what, he did to Jermaine Johnson because this year Jermaine Johnson was just a beast. I don't know if it's going to work with Will McDonald, but we'll see. I know they had Jadeveon Clowney in today to see if they can get him, but we'll see what that happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, he gets a lot of praise, but he also doesn't really deserve a ton of praise because
he's going on year
6th year and no playoffs.
Yeah, that was my end. Yeah,
and he was supposed to fix the offensive line when he first came in, and it still isn't fixed. And we'll see if it's fixed this year. But again, who knows with injuries and whatnot. So I don't know. If it's not this year, I mean, I'm assuming Woody cleans house again, and we start all over again. So
circle of life.
That's it.
Circle of life. All right, sorry, Steve. Good.
All good. Did you want to elaborate on him talking about the Yankees, though? I know
No.
you're a big fan of Carlos Rendon, so
No, I hate him. Although I did just see a report before we came on that
That they Jordan Montgomery, they were
yeah,
talking to him again.
talking to
not
Montgomery.
done.
Whoa! The player T-shirt might have to be bought.
Maybe Cashman atones for his merciful sin 2 years ago.
I think maybe the Yankees are hoping that they can get him back cheap, because the rumors were he was rated somewhere around 150 million plus. And
Give him a-
watching
give him a-
Blake
give him a
Snell just
similar
hit
to Snell deal.
62 million, maybe you can get Jordan Montgomery on a 1 or 2 year deal with an opt out, and see if he can try to get paid again next year or the year after.
Yeah,
Give
that's
him like
what
that
I would
40.
do.
Give him like 40 over 2 years.
I
with
was
an
gonna say
opt-out after
he
one.
can't command more than Snell, so
Well, because it's getting late now. I mean, we're 8 days out from opening day, and he still's not on a team. And if the Yankees dangle a contract, maybe he takes it. So, I mean, I would love to have him back with this rotation being what it is.
Maybe he'll want to pitch opening day, unlike somebody else.
What a great pickup that was for you guys.
that-
Didn't see that come. Didn't see
I
that
fucking,
disaster.
I
coming.
fucking hate Marcus Stroman.
You know, as much as I can't stand the guy, it would be completely the Yankees
He's gonna have a Cy Young year.
thing
Watch.
where
He's gonna win
be
the Cy
just
Young. this
fucking
year.
ridiculous, and you have to cheer for him.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna just shove it up our asses for all the times we've just sat there and ripped him apart.
It's like
And he's
Snacks
like,
last
"Oh,
year
well,
ripping
I got
apart
a
Cole all
2.5
year.
ERA, so you're gonna clap for me every time I go out there now."
Listen, he'll give you 4.5 innings every game, and you'll be happy.
You know, I can't hate that contract though. Like the contract
Oh.
Stroman got was really nothing, and if he pitches to what he did before this, I guess later on in the year with the Cubs where he kind of struggled, and I don't know if he was battling something or.
And he was
Whatever
pretty
it
banged
was.
up all year
But,
last year. It seemed like.
I mean, for the more than even the first half of the year, he was pretty dominant.
He was an all-star.
It's the one game until
As
like
a number,
the 8th or 9th
as a
inning.
number 3,
And
I
that was
don't
the game.
hate it. As a number
He was
3,
an
especially-
all-star.
And if you do get Montgomery, it would even push Stroman down to a number. Well, he'll be a number 3 now until Cole comes back, but it would push him down to a 4 with Cole came back. Which
And
I hate that.
if he's the 4, then I'm comfortable. I'm okay. I just think he's an epic loser. That's all.
I just think he's an epic loser who doesn't deserve to live. That's all. I mean,
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to be nice on national television here. So
Wait, listen, we mentioned the Snell and Montgomery. It's just like look at all of Scott Boris's clients at this point. Like,
he's
where's
screwed
Cody
them all.
Bellinger? What's Cody Bellinger doing? The guy
I think people.
took
He's
a
on the
chance
Cubs.
on himself and went off, and
I think people are just done giving outrageous contracts to mid-tier players. Like
Right.
I mean, I looked at the Rodon contract for the Yankees. You gave him like what was it, 160 something $million, and
Something
he
like
threw to like a 5 ERA last year. Like, and you have him for another 5 more years. So like, I think teams are kind of just, unless you're a Garrett Cole or we saw Yamamoto get a ton of money, or someone of that caliber, young arm that has Cy Young caliber, I don't think you're getting the big deal anymore. I don't see it because people are just done rolling the dice on mid-tier players and watching.
listen, I'm the one hoping Alonso fires Boris at some point during the season and just says, I'm not going to sit out the entire spring training because you think I deserve $500 million when teams are sitting here begging me to play for 6 years at $300 million.
Montgomery's the only one because I feel like the other guys, like Belly and Snell and JD, I could at least obviously JD is kind of past his time, but Snell and Bellinger were obviously Snell literally just won a Cy Young. Bellinger has won an MVP. They were at
Snell
one
has
point
2 Cy Youngs, right?
right.
Yeah,
They
he
were
does.
at some point considered a high level guy. Montgomery's never been that guy. So
No.
I don't know why where the
he-
disconnect happened.
He
is.
pitched
He
well in the
pitched,
postseason.
he pitched into a contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also when the Yankees moved him, you saw the Yankee rotation kind of take a dip that year. Like it wasn't a terrible rotation when he was in it, and then they moved him, and it kind of took a dip.
Well,
and that's
I
where
think-
people kind of look at it like, "Hey, wow, was that kind of like a Montgomery problem?"
I think the Yankees thought they had another deal on the table when they got rid of Montgomery. I think they thought they were going to get somebody from the Marlins or
Sergio
something like that,
Lopez,
where they were
yeah.
going to get another pitcher, and it just didn't come
No,
into.
we were talking about Montgomery. He made 2 good In the ALDS, he got lit up. I'm looking at it right now. He had 4 runs in 4 innings. He made 2 very good starts in the ALCS, and then he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings in the World Series. Like, he didn't pitch. It wasn't Medbum. Like, they shouldn't have been. Like, right, he wasn't the MVP. They shouldn't have been.
No, but on most teams, he's probably a solid number 3, though. And
yeah. But
he's going to give you innings, and he's not injury prone. And
that's not $150 million guy, though. Like, that never should have been the situation.
Well, and that's to the point of where we're not giving players like this these absurd contracts.
Right. I mean, before last year, I would have Rodon come in the year before. He had like a 2-point-something ERA.
Yeah,
but before that, if you look at before, I mean, his stats were never really anything crazy. Like, it was just like, okay, you're kind of mid. And so I think teams are done rolling the dice on pitchers having career years and being like, okay, well, let's just give you $150 million because you had a career year last year.
Right.
I think people are becoming smarter and realizing that pitchers get hurt all the time, and they're really not worth all that money unless you are a Garrett Cole or, when DeGrom was still dominant and not getting hurt, a Jacob DeGrom or somebody like that. I don't think they're going to give him out to guys like Jordan Montgomery anymore. I'm kind of surprised Snell didn't get more. I mean, he does have 2 Cy Youngs under his belt, and if you look at all of his numbers, he pitches to like a 3.5 ERA almost every year.
But his biggest thing, and our friend Tommy always mentioned it to us, he's like a 5-inning guy.
Five-inning guy. And can we also, in between Cy Youngs, he was not good. He was actually bad. So,
well, he's like a better Rick Porcello, in my opinion. Like, he's just that kind
of
guy.
Not a bad comparison.
But he also sits there and I mean, if I could get guaranteed 5, maybe 6 innings from Blake Snell every time he goes out there, I would take it. Most of the game now is getting into the point where you only face, the same batters twice, and they don't go a third time through the rotation. So, I mean, the Yankees have a deep enough bullpen to kind of handle the fact that Snell would only pitch about 5 innings, sometimes 6. So I wouldn't have hated signing him. I think he would have been a good arm to put into the rotation. But I don't know if I can trust Clark Schmidt and Nestor Cortez to kind of carry the load now.
Is Chapman going to come back to the Bronx after the video?
All right, get on with this. Let's go. No, stop. You just know how to irk buttons. It's ridiculous.
Yo, that video though, like,
it's unbelievable.
Is that his grandfather? I don't even know who that was.
It's like his mom.
I don't know.
Anyway,
what happened to Bangos?
So what are your guys' thoughts on the rest of the American League East? Because I think that, outside the Red Sox, I think it's a deep division. I think the Red Sox could put up a fight, but I don't think they're built
I think Red Sox
are not putting up a fight.
They're not putting up a fight.
They may make games interesting, but that would be about it.
Sure.
That would be about it.
I mean,
the Orioles are the top of the class.
Right.
What was the quote from the Red Sox? That they were going to go full throttle this offseason?
I believe full throttle was the quote.
Full throttle was what? Tyler O'Neill and
Lucas Giolito got signed. Even
Lucas
though
Giolito's
had
also
knee
hurt.
elbow
And he needs Tommy
And,
John.
He does, yeah.
They signed somebody. I know they were talking to Montgomery, but nothing ever came of that.
I'm so shocked they didn't sign Snell as soon as.
If I was a
Giolito.
Red Sox fan, I would be so mad.
Would you though? Because you waited 86 years for a World Series, and then you won 3
you
in
trade your best players
7 years, and now
and
it's like whatever.
No, you trade your best players away for nothing, and that's what you get.
Yeah. I mean, but the rest of the division, I don't think. I mean, the Blue Jays always seem to disappoint.
Yeah, and the Rays are the
don't scare me.
Rays.
The Rays will win 90
but
games.
They also lost their best hitter in Wander.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up when we were going to talk about the AL East. The Rays don't scare me one bit.
No, I'm not afraid.
It's
of the
not
Rays
exactly
as
their
used to be.
decision to get rid of Wander Franco.
It was his
No,
own.
It was his
get rid of him,
personal
but
decision not to play
he's
Major
also,
League Baseball.
I mean,
It was Florida PD.
Yeah,
And Cuba.
He went full Epstein, and that's what happened.
Dominican.
So
Wherever he's from.
I'm not afraid of the Rays. The Orioles,
Never
I
go
think,
full
are
Epstein.
the top.
Never
They're the
go
ones
full
the Orioles are the ones that I fear the most out of this division, in my opinion. They're young, they're fast, they're talented.
Jackson
I know
Holiday
that-
is just.
Jackson Holiday is going to be a stud.
Ridiculous.
There's no
Adley
way he doesn't
Rutschman's
make the
stud.
roster next week, right? Like they're not stupid enough to care about his contract. Like I would just give him the
I think they
extension.
They might
Yeah.
just hold off and then call him up and get that extra year of control.
I was going to say they probably want the extra year of control.
He's also like 19, but you could also like basically say, "Hey, come for a month, do well, and we'll just sign you for."
If he started the
skip all
season
of
with the
arbitration.
Orioles, he'd be the first player since Juan Soto to start with a team
Under the age of 20, right?
19.
Yeah,
19.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but also because
I think they hold off and wait, and they'll call him up. He'll play this year, but I don't think he starts with the team.
because he plays short, but Gunner's already playing short. I think
He's
this
been
year.
playing second a lot of the spring.
Okay,
He's
so
apparently the one that
whatever.
was like, I'm gonna move because you have a shortstop already. Unlike the Mets who have 30 shortstops who all only want to play shortstop, this guy was like,
have you seen that thing about the Padres?
how
The
everybody's
Padres,
just
like,
gonna play shortstop.
7 of their 9 players were shortstop, like because like they moved Bogarts over because they moved Tatis out. Jake Cronenworth played shortstop, and he's the first baseman. It's like it's all shortstop.
Oh
And it
yeah,
sucks
we're running our
because, like,
franchise like the Padres. That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Every year you used to sit
Great.
there and be like, "Oh, well, the Orioles can hit, but they have no pitching," and then they go out and trade
Corbin
for Corbin Burns, and
They
you're
have
like,
a solid
okay,
rotation.
well,
this
now
year,
they have
too.
literally a solid ace. Their bullpen is nasty. I mean, they're going to be.
Well,
problem.
didn't the closer get Tommy John? Somebody on them got Tommy John, didn't they?
Yeah, but
Yes.
they didn't. I remember them having like multiple guys that had like a 1 point something ERA all year. Like,
Well, they
the
have-
bullpen is nasty.
Yainer Cano, I think, is going to close now, but they signed Kimbrel too. So
Yeah,
whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know.
they're going to be a problem. They're going to be the team to beat in the AL East.
The only thing with them is, as good as they were last year, it's the young kids are all going to be good theoretically, but you never know with young players. They could definitely take a step.
Does it go
back.
to their head? Does last
Sure.
year go to some of their
Progress
heads?
is
But I
always
just think the
linear
rest of
with-
the division has too many question marks. The Blue Jays never take that step to take over the
Never.
division.
Excuse
So
me.
they're gonna
They
be-
I'm
died-
done with the Blue
Did
Jays.
you
I'm
not
done.
watch Danny Vogelbach hit a bomb off Garrett Cole in like the
Yeah.
second week
And
of
then-
spring
Well, that's
training
when
and
you
milked
knew
that?
he had a problem.
And the Rays, I
He
don't
literally
fear.
went
The
for an
Red
MRI
Sox-
after that.
The Rays, I don't fear. The Red Sox are terrible. And in order for the Yankees to even pass the Orioles, you would have to have Judge and Soto be obviously Judge and Soto, but then I would need like an 850 OPS year for Rizzo. I need Stanton to actually wake up and be Stanton. He had 3 bombs tonight in spring training.
I was going to say,
Yes,
he's
I
I
knew
need
he had
him
2.
to be not
Well,
only healthy but also produce at like a 35 home run, 100 RBI type level.
you need
a lot
LeMahieu
of things
to
break
be a
right.
hitter again.
You need
Like,
LeMahieu to hit again.
Well,
That's-
LeMahieu's got the
He's hurt now, right?
the foot.
What about
problem now.
Yeah.
contract year Glaber? I think contract.
I
year
hope he
Glaber-
plays well enough in the first half where you trade him.
Well, I think Glaber's always hit. It's always been his defense where you kind of sit there and you shake your head at it.
He's a lazy
been
mutt.
He's been pretty consistent hitting. So
See, my
I
opinion
think
is
he'll hit.
in the American League, there's basically the Astros, the Yankees, and then the rest of the American League. Right. If you look at it on paper right now, it's
Orioles.
basically those
I
three.
mean,
Well, I'm
The
not
team
ready
that
to
won
put
the
the
World
Orioles
Series is
in
in the
there
rest
yet
of the
because I
American
want to
League?
watch them start the season. I think.
All right,
can they be a
that's fair. That's fair. They were dominant in the regular season last year. Yes,
Correct.
they flamed out because they're young in the playoffs, but they got that experience. I'm telling you, you want to get all right. So why don't you start, Steve? Who's your AL East pick? I don't know which one.
They were actually my AL East pick.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
I'm
tell
sorry.
you.
I didn't know which one you wanted to start with, but because we were on that point,
Yeah.
and we were talking, I figured it
The way
would
to
probably be a
start.
round table of Orioles. Oh, Devin may pick the Yankees. He's kind of
no, I'm gonna pick
No.
the Orioles as well.
Yeah, same.
Listen,
Orioles.
I think Aldi's one of the best catchers in the league. I think he's going to end up
you
becoming.
add Corbin Burns, like
Right. They made that trade. That was the moment you go and you put your money on them to
losing
win the division.
Garrett Cole is huge.
It's massive.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
give you 7 innings every time he does.
And
It's
that.
that's
massive.
the
Your
that's the
bullpen is
reason I
gonna
didn't
get
pick them to
taxed,
win.
and I'm not.
Yeah.
And
excited
also,
about
like,
that.
that's a question mark. Like, they're saying he could be back in 2 months.
Right.
right.
Yeah,
I think
They're
Yeah, there's
hoping
no-
that
there's
they're hoping
no-
the next MRI looks good. That's
I do
the
think
problem.
they add a pitcher by the deadline if they don't get Montgomery, but I mean to not have him and lose 7 innings a game from him and kind of give your bullpen that rest that it needs.
yeah, the bullpen.
I mean,
fried.
The rest of the rotation has to be nails until he gets back. Otherwise, this bullpen's fried by the All-Star.
I will tell you this. I don't know about the minor league system the Yankees have, but I am happy for the Yankees that they didn't trade it all away for Dylan Chase to just
Oh no, I would have.
Well,
Come
they
in
do
and-
have a lot of young arms that look
They
really
do,
good
but,
this
like-
spring. And Clayton Beater and Will Warren and Chase Hampton and these
They
guys,
gave,
like
they
they're
gave
going to
up
be
two top
around.
10 guys, prospects, the Padres, for a guy for basically 2 years of arbitration on a guy.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't know,
Just
2 years is a good
it's a
amount of
long
time.
time.
when you
It is a
trade
long
No,
time,
it's
but
terrible.
you're
No,
hoping.
no, because they wanted Spencer Jones.
Isn't it amazing though that how they want the number
Right.
one prospect in our system, but then they'll just accept like the sixth or seventh
Well,
prospect
but
in
see-
somebody else's system?
That's
Like it's
the
amazing.
Yankees.
well, if you're
So when
willing
how
to
that
throw
happens.
in that extra guy, that's what it
Like
comes down
all
to.
we heard was like, oh, the White Sox want Spencer Jones. Like it's a deal breaker. If you don't get Spencer Jones, they're not trading him. And you're like, okay, well then you see this trade to the Padres, and you're like, okay, well somebody big had to go back. Like their number one prospect had to go back. No, they got their best prospect that got back was the one we traded for Juan Soto.
Yeah,
Like-
it's true. Yeah.
It's amazing to me how people just settle for less when it's not the Yankees. And then all of a sudden it's the Yankees. Well, we need Jason Dominguez. We need Spencer Jones. We need. It's like, dude, you just accepted the 8th prospect in the fucking Padres system who have no more prospects. 'Cause they
Nothing more.
traded, like,
Nothing
More
to
money,
that
more
point.
money at all to pay. The
I
guys
remember.
ever.
I remember when we were trying to get Castillo, and they wanted our literally top 3 prospects,
they
And
wanted
they-
Volpe and Dominguez
and they wanted Peraza
and Peraza. And we're like, and then he gets traded to the Mariners. And like, oh,
For
yeah, we'll
like-
give you
for
this,
like
this, and this. And
the
like, who are these
ninth-
guys?
their 9th, 13th,
Yeah,
and 18th
it's-
prospect. It was ridiculous.
I usually don't like to sit there and say, oh, well, but like, I feel like there's a Yankees, like nobody wants to help the Yankees. They just
No,
don't.
of course not, and they should.
No,
And nobody
I think that's
respects Brian
legit. I think it's
Cashman.
legit.
So.
Like,
Yeah, but everybody looks at it as the Yankees are supposed to have this top-notch minor league system that they're just willing to give up anybody to.
well, you know what?
to
People
trade
want the
for their
Yankees
championships, but
minor
that-
league arms. Like I always see that, like when we traded for Frankie Montas, they wanted Waldichuk. When we traded for Scott Efros, they wanted, Wes Nesty. Like they want our minor league arms. We seem to produce a lot of minor league arms. And even like I said in the spring, Clayton Beaters looked good. We got Clayton Beater for trading Joey Gallo. And Clayton Beater's been nails in the minors for us. Will Warren, Chase Hampton, like these guys are going to be a part of this team at some point this year, I'm assuming, coming out of the bullpen or starting games or something. So, I mean, we'll have depth in arms, but I'm not thrilled about not having Garrett Cole. Like that's
Yeah,
that's
to
such
me,
a
that's the
huge
difference
flaw.
between being the first wild card and winning the division. It's just
Right.
Well,
that
all
2
right.
months you go down to being whatever,
Right.
88 wins.
In my
instead of
opinion, I
96
think
or
it's going to be the Orioles in the AL East that's going to take it. This
Do
year.
we all agree? AL East Orioles.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
Well,
Danny,
unfortunately with Cole,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was
I
the,
honestly,
that was the balance. That was going to be the balance.
I mean,
of the
even
neck
with
and neck.
Cole, though, you need a lot of things to go right. Volpe's got to
Well,
take
yeah,
the
the
step.
health.
Rizzo has to be healthy and actually be Rizzo like he was the year before.
Mhm.
Stanton's got to be
I don't
better
worry
and stay
about that.
healthy.
No.
I'm not worried about Juan Soto and Judge. I think they're going to get great seasons from both of them. And honestly, I think one of them will probably win the MVP this year. But you need other things to break right as well. And I don't know if that's going to happen. Volpe's got to hit better. He's got to get more average. I know he hit 20 home runs. He stole 20 bases, whatever. But he's got
That
40
average
plus
has to go up.
steals potential and 25 home run power. And that average needs to sit somewhere around at least 260, 270. He can't be in the 220s and 230s. Like he's got to bump it up another 30, 40 points.
he will. Volpe's
So,
gonna be a stud.
I want to see that happen.
You could just tell he's gonna be a stud.
And I mean, even if that all happened, you'd still have a real issue trying to keep up with the Orioles, in my opinion. I think they're going to be really, really good this year. So, Orioles would be my pick in the AL East.
I'm intrigued with the Orioles to see how they start, right? Because last year they started off slow, and then they started slowly building it up and coming together towards the end of the year. Can they start hot and stay that consistently? Because I think they, like Snack said, they flamed out in the playoffs. They got hot at the end of the season. They got into a very tight race. And then they put it all on the line to win the division, and then poof, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
They
It
didn't
could
have
have
to
been an
hit
experience
as
of
much.
being flamed out and youth. Like that's
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, and they ran into a buzzsaw.
that was the other
That
thing. is
too,
They ran
that
into the
too, yeah.
Rangers.
yeah.
The only thing about the Blue Jays before we get into the NL East and stuff
I'm so sick of the Blue Jays.
is I am too, but one of these
Freaking
years
win.
they're gonna have to do it.
Are they,
Honestly,
I don't know
though?
if they do.
No, you know
honestly-
why? Vlad Guerrero stinks.
He's
I was
just
gonna say,
not
he's-
good.
Vladimir Guerrero is one of
Overrated.
the most overrated players in baseball.
Devin,
Like,
I fully agree with that. He's
he
so
just
overrated.
every year they hype him up just to be. He's got fucking MVP caliber
He's on the
potential.
fucking cover of the
and blah, blah,
game.
blah. I'm like, dude, this guy sucks. Like, he's not good. Like, he hasn't taken that step
Well,
into
hopefully
like
his
being a
brother is good.
superstar. And he's just, he's so overhyped. I don't like him. I wouldn't want him on my team. I think he's arrogant when he really has no backing to be arrogant. Like, him walking off the field and yelling, "This is our house" and stuff. It's like, bro, you were batting like 230 at that point, and you were just completely underachieving.
And you
everything.
had just lost the series, like
Right. It just
3-1. Yeah.
he's
Overrated
really
is a better
overrated.
word. Stinks is harsh, but overrated.
Well,
Stinks was harsh.
they talk about him like you should be in the same conversation as like
Like
Judge.
you should be an MVP.
Like, and you're not. You're not in the same you're not even in the same stratosphere.
No,
Just
you're not the best hitter. Bo was a better hitter than him at this point.
Yeah, I would take Bo Bichette.
I would take Bo over him.
They,
every
they
day.
literally took
100%.
all the good players from the 90s and were like, we're going to take all your children and put them on this team and hope we're good.
The only reason he's relevant is because of his last name. It really his
His
the only
brother,
reason
who
he's
the
relevant.
Mets signed, is projected to be better.
I
It
don't know
just
about that.
this guy
He's
had
bigger
such a
than
fall
Vlad.
from
He's
grace.
bigger
where
than
everyone was,
Vlad
like,
Sr..
raging about this guy. And
Well, if he's going to be a Met, he's either going to be
He's
like
probably going to.
dead. He's going to either be
gonna be
dead
bad,
or,
right?
or just never get out of single A.
It only took us 30 years to get a Guerrero. It's okay. Leave me alone.
Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa,
hey.
whoa,
We don't
whoa.
have a
Let
blur.
that
We
pecker
don't have a
away.
blur screen here, buddy.
He'll have.
I haven't seen Vin in a while, and he's come out guns blazing.
We're ramped it up a lot.
We're getting back into it. We're getting back
He's
into
been
it.
talking about this
Vladdy
all
went to
week.
the
He's
Mets,
like, I
had
just
back
got a
problems,
chamber.
he'll retire early, and it'd be a whole thing. So
Vin's got a chamber ready to go for you.
Oh God. Okay.
Good. Fuck
So,
him.
Before we go to the analysts, we might as well stay in the AL, right? So
I
what
was
about
gonna
the
say,
Central?
are we gonna go? Are we gonna
We'll
go?
go-
all
We're gonna go in
AL,
order.
right?
We'll go in order. We're gonna go in.
Okay,
We're gonna
all
stay in the league, and then we'll go in
Mhm.
order. So let's go with the Central because this is more
This will be
fun.
quick.
This I think is a quick but intriguing one.
The AL
my
Central.
The Central
Yeah.
because like none
think
of
it's gonna
these
be quick?
teams are good.
Okay.
whole division.
Can I go first? So you guys shit on me?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Tigers.
Damn it.
You too?
Yeah. Like
Scumbag.
I
they got
Even
talent.
Mark
They have
Hanna
the
said
best
that they're going to win
manager
the
in
World
division.
Series this year. Like,
They have arguably the best manager in baseball,
Yeah.
and they have this young talent. They scream. I don't want to say it because the Orioles were so good last year, and I think the Tigers may be a year away from that. But they scream projection to like top of the division in the weakest division in all of baseball by far.
Fangraphs have them at 79 wins. By the way.
Yeah, I'm going over on that.
I'll take an
Third
over
in
on
the
that, yeah.
division, by the way.
That's crazy though, because when I looked at FanDuel's odds today, like for them to win the division was plus 340, which isn't that crazy.
No.
I don't know. I'm gonna take my shot on the best manager in the American League, maybe baseball, a young up and coming team that has kind of been on the cusp for a little while. They were not embarrassed last year. I'm taking Detroit.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. We should just stop the show there and never
I know.
record again. Like Snacks have been agreed with something.
It's just they have a lot of young talent. Spencer Torkelson had 30 homers last year.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
kinda
Mark
quietly.
Hanna's on that. You forgot.
I
Mark
am
Hanna.
gonna go check my balcony and see if pigs are flying. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm personally not ready to put them in the playoffs yet.
It's probably a year early, but you know,
I
we're
think
going
it could
for
be a year early. It's one of those like they got a bunch of nobodies and Mark Hanna.
Imagine Javi Baez like returns to
Also,
some
Javi
form
Baez.
of being Javi
Javi
Baez.
Baez swung at a baseball 5 feet out of the strike zone, shockingly, and it went
So
12
bad.
inches away from the
He's
plate.
So bad.
Like, of all the shit moves the New York Mets make ever, not re-signing Javi Baez may be the greatest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, it's
Very
one of the
smart.
best moves.
Did I
Like-
miss any other central picks while I was looking at pigs flying? I can't.
I said that
No, we
I'm
just
not
talked
ready to
about Javi
crown the
Baez.
Tigers yet.
Well,
I'm
I
not
don't
ready-
trust the Twins, and I the Indians are no, or whatever they're called. No,
Excuse me. Stop being racist.
Guardians.
Stop being racist.
sorry.
It's like my friend
The
who kept yelling
Royals
out the
and their
Redskins.
ace, Seth Lugo. Don't forget about them.
I mean,
I'm
the White
excited
Sox.
for the Royals.
The
You
the
guys
White
know
Sox
the
and their
Royals.
projected
Royals.
minus
I do.
139.
I like Bobby Witt Jr. That dude is.
That's
stud.
fun. Yeah,
He's going to be
He's
good when you
fun
trade
to
for him,
watch.
Dev. Don't worry. When the
It's
Yankees trade the
it's
number
gonna
one
be-
prospect
it's
for
gonna be
Bobby Witt
another-
Jr.
It's going to be
Don't
another
even
year with
tease
the
me.
Guardians.
I'm gonna put it on the Twins. I just feel like
I
they're
would
the
say
ones
the
that
Twins
every year
also.
just deserve to
I don't
win it.
think the Tigers are ready to pop yet, but I'll say the Twins, and I think Tigers will finish in second. Guardians are ass.
That's fair.
White
Danny,
Sox
who'd you
are
say?
terrible.
Guardians?
Yeah.
So this division could be a little fun. It's just going to be like 85 win fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
And
There's
This
no,
game's
like,
round
gonna.
exit.
This division has like the NFC and the AFC South. Like
Yeah.
nobody wants to watch it, but everybody's watching it because it's such a close race.
It's like
Oh,
last year when you were like, oh, the 7 and 8 Saints could still win the division last week of the season. Like, what?
Or when the Giants were like 5-10, and oh my gosh, we have a shot.
And we're like fighting for a playoff spot and beat the Packers for a play and jumped them for a playoff
Unbelievable.
spot.
Well,
All right, can we please not talk about this?
It's only the
Central team
playoffs,
anymore? Please go to a different division.
How about the
'Cause I
AL West? What are we
That's-
thinking
see,
about?
that's
the
a good
AL
one.
West? That's gonna be a fun division. Do
Mm.
the Rangers continue going?
I think they
The
have a
Rangers-
hangover.
Does Seattle finally? Seattle's like the Blue Jays of that division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with more talent.
Well, yeah, Julio
And a
Rodriguez
cooler
is
center
actually
fielder.
really good.
Well,
They
you
got
need
better-
to have a
better
bounce back
pitching.
year this year.
Their
Seattle's
pitching is
bullpens
stupid.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, that division goes through the Astros, right?
Yeah,
Like, I just-
I'm with Devin.
Yeah, I'm going
The fact that
Chalk.
nobody mentioned the
it's
Athletics
so
yet is
hard
pathetic.
to. Yeah, I mean, the
You're
Athletics.
not
I
going to
mean,
mention them for a long time.
JD
Yeah.
Davis, bro.
To me, this is it's a little bit of a Yankee Oriole thing we talked about with Cole. Seager's going to be out early in the season for the Rangers. Are kind of like, yeah, well, there goes your division shot. You know,
They also
You know,
have no
Is
pitching.
DeGrom's not pitching?
I
They're
think he
losing
could
Max
be
is
back.
out.
Yeah, they both are out. They
The
both
thing
should
with
be back
DeGrom
later
is
in the
DeGrom's
season.
going to pussy himself out, and he's going to, I have the slightest thing and not.
There's
Well, no,
slotted
he-
to
no,
be
we've
back
gone through
later in
this
the season.
He'll be
Right,
back.
he'll
He'll
come
be back.
Yeah, he'll come back and then he'll be out. So it's
He'll
not
he'll
like
get blown up that
We've
first
seen
game
this
with
a
like a
billion
7
times.
ERA
He'll
and then
come
be like,
back.
yeah, I'm
He'll
still
throw
hurt.
6
Sorry.
shutout innings and have to
Dominant.
leave in the 7th inning, and then they'll
Dominant.
go do this again.
I don't miss
discomfort,
that.
3 MRIs. Yeah.
It's like
But
my
he's a simple
Saquon
man, so
Barkley.
it's okay.
It's like Saquon Barkley all over again.
So we all
At least
agree on
Saquon-
the
There's so much of me that wants to be like,
You
the
know what?
Mariners are finally going to take this fucking
It
division.
might have been good if
I just
DeGrom
can't
signed with
see
the
it.
Phillies.
I can't see it yet either. I
Yeah.
can't.
It's like,
Steven, it's not
I know.
it's not crazy. I don't see it yet. I think the Astros have this could be the final year of
The
their
last dance for Berkman. I mean,
Berkman.
Bregman,
A bunch
yeah.
of them have
Bregman.
contracts up
Bregman,
this
yeah.
year, I think. Berkman, I think Altuve. Doesn't Altuve's contract?
No, he
they
extended.
signed
an
him.
extension.
Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't see you got it.
It's the last dance.
Let's see.
Somebody else is a free agent though. I don't know who.
Altuve is no.
They just brought in Hader like
Berkman,
Oh,
Graveman.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
the
bring in
Hader.
Hader. Shit.
Kendall Graveman's a free agent at the end.
Yes,
of the
I don't know. I thought maybe it was Kyle Tucker, but it's not Kyle.
No,
Tucker.
no, no.
No, Tucker's got another year.
Did I ever tell you about the story about
They
Kyle
all have
Tucker?
another year.
You
You
Kyle
told
Tucker
me.
story?
I told you, Danny. I know that. All right, so real quick, Kyle Tucker story, and then we can move on. But Kyle Tucker was the starting right fielder for the first Yankee Astro game after COVID, when fans were allowed in the stadium.
Okay.
And
This
you
one
know-
Snacks got kicked out of the stadium.
correct, I did.
Mm.
And we went to the game,
That's
and we
surprising.
sat in the right field bleachers, like 3 rows up. Me, my brother, a few of our friends. Kyle Tucker was not on those cheating teams, but that poor bastard got the brunt.
He always
that-
takes
that
the ass
cheating.
of it.
We looked up his mother, his girlfriend, his
Oh,
sister,
no.
and we chanted. Oh yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly.
Poor
you thought
Kyle
you thought
Tucker.
the fuck Altuve chants were bad? No, it was ugly. And then I took it to a different level in the 7th, and then I got kicked out.
There was a pitcher,
Oh.
I forgot who it was, who said his favorite place to play was Citi Field because like he was in the outfield.
When they babied him.
Who's that?
Hi.
Betty? Who's Betty
Hi.
Ford?
Come,
Who's watching videos?
come to the Mets. Come to
No.
the Mets.
Apparently,
to the
some kid
Mets.
threw a ball at him and just missed, and he kind of like looked at the kid and started laughing and asked him if he wanted the ball back, and the kid was like, "No, I was trying to actually hit you."
That's
I
funny.
was like, "All right."
That's funny. I get
So-
behind that.
So it's one of those things, right? It doesn't matter. I think it was like a Brave guy who's never been on the team, and it was his first time there as a Brave, I think it was one of those things.
Anyway,
So we're all saying the Astros in the West, though, right?
Yeah.
Hundo percento.
Yep.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be close. But another great Astro story is their closer Rafael Montero started Jose Fernandez's last pitch at Citi Field, last game at Citi Field. Vin and I were there.
That's just a great story.
Thanks, Steve.
Rest in peace.
Should have been a Yankee.
Well, if he didn't go on the boat, maybe he would
You
be.
didn't see that speed bump.
If you don't do cocaine and go on a boat at 3 o'clock in the morning, you never know.
No,
Kuznetsov is still alive and kicking. All right, so
he was legitimately destined to be a Yankee. All right, Steven, are we doing?
We'll go
all
NL
the
East.
Okay, all right. So we're doing all divisions, then
We'll
wild.
do the
Okay.
divisions, then we'll go into the wild cards.
Okay.
NL East.
We could just skip the NL East.
Yeah,
We could
can
just give it to the Braves, right?
Yeah.
We'll just-
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
where do the Mets finish?
We're punting on the season, so there's
I'm
fourth place
I'm sorry. I'm
Where
sorry.
do the
Like
Mets finish? Do they finish above or below the Marlins?
below.
Well, the Marlins are getting ready to sell. They're almost at that point where everyone's in a
There's
contract.
no chance.
They won't be below the Marlins.
It's
I
third
think, or they'll
place.
be even with them.
Third
I'll tell you how it's gonna go. It's gonna be Braves, Phillies, Marlins, Mets, Nationals.
Okay,
That's
sure.
how it's gonna go.
I don't think so.
Because let me tell you
I-
something. The Marlins have arms, bro. They have legit.
Don't worry.
arms.
Next offseason,
They're
they're all
gonna be-
available. It's almost payday for
And
them.
they're
You know how
trying
this
to
works.
trade all of them.
Yeah, but because they have so many of them.
Well, they also don't have
They need
Sandy's
they
out
need
for the
more.
year.
They need more hitting, but they have an arsenal like that people want to trade for. I guarantee they make a trade for another bat at some point in the year.
Their
and get
best
rid of one
hitter
of them.
is like Josh Bell.
And
No.
Josh Chisholm's like the most overrated guy. In
No,
I'm
they have
actually-
RAUs, and that's about it.
I'm gonna disagree because we obviously all picked the Braves. I actually think it's Braves, Phillies, Mets, Marlins.
I
Nets.
think it's most likely.
it's going to be one or the other in the.
I
Mets
don't
and
think the-
Marlins at 3 and 4.
You
That's like
guys, you
please
guys
let it
know
be
how much I love making fun of the Mets. They're not as bad as everybody says.
They were
Offensively, they could be okay.
Yeah,
Their
but
question's gonna
Griffin
be-
Fields batting fourth on
The
the
rotation
lineup,
is tough.
so
Has a
if
floor.
Kodai Sander
of-
gets hurt and he's not there, like because I know
well,
that
he already is hurt.
when is he? due
Well,
back?
he's already
gonna
out,
be ready for
so
opening?
he's already hurt. So
No.
But I'm saying,
he's
like,
not.
when is he supposed to be back?
like maybe late May.
I'll listen. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I think Garrett Cole throws a pitch before Kodai Sander does.
Well, I don't know. Well, that's,
I don't know about that.
we'll see.
I'm going to give you
You'll
my
see.
best prediction on Cole. You're holding off on he wants to hold off on Tommy John because he has an opt out at the end of the year.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a tear. You
Yeah,
would have
and
to have a
he-
tear.
and he
That's
knows
what they're saying.
Well,
He
that's
also-
I
3 different
think-
doctors said that. The guy that worked on Otani.
I was just gonna say. I think the
just said
same
that.
thing. This is almost like the same thing with Tanaka. I don't think it's quite the same. Tanaka never got
Tanaka
the
had a
surgery, and
tear.
he was still great.
Tanaka
Yeah.
had a slight tear in his arm.
Right,
in his
he
elbow.
could have got
And
but
he
he never
pitched
did.
through it. He rehabbed it, pitched through it, but he was never the same. Like when he first came to the Yankees, he was able to dial it up to around 97.
I miss
And-
Masahiro.
When he had the UCL tear and stuff, he got to like 94, 95 max, and that was him like really pushing. He would only see that in the playoffs. Other than that,
He
he'd
was-
stay around 92, 93. But Cole doesn't have any tear in his elbow. It's
So what's
they-
the problem?
No, he doesn't.
it's inflamed nerves in his elbow is what they said, because they took all the MRIs and stuff on his elbow. He went to 3 different doctors. The same guy that worked on Otani and Kobe and all them was the last guy he saw, and he said there's no tear there. In his opinion, it's inflammation of the nerves in his elbow, and to shut it down for 4 to 6 weeks.
And that was like the head guy. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
Dr. Kobe.
Listen, I personally love watching
But
Garrett
he
Cole.
didn't tell me to get on the helicopter. He just said you're fine. Like I'm not. What am I not going to take the doctor's advice because of what happened to Kobe? Like that's
I can't believe
ridiculous.
Devin just went there. I can't believe that just happened. Anywho.
Kobe out there, I was like,
Let's go
where
to
is
the
that
other
guy?
shitty division in baseball,
I
the
just want to
National
say,
League Central.
really quick. The floor of the Mets rotation is underneath the ground. So yes, it's possible that it could be.
I don't like their rotation. I
Excuse
don't
me.
love their bullpen. I mean, I know Diaz.
The
Peterson
bullpen
will be
will-
back
the
in
bullpen
July.
will be the brightest.
Diaz
the
is back,
brightest
but I don't
one.
know how you get to Diaz.
I mean, they
think
brought
we're
Ottavino
okay.
back. He's fine.
Oh, didn't you re-sign Ottavino? He's all
Ottavino.
world.
Goat. The
Oh,
goat. You mean the
He
goat.
sucks.
He's not great.
As long as someone's not
Brooks
on
Rielly's
base, we're
pretty
okay.
good. And I mean, that's about it. I'll be honest. There's
Yeah,
not.
the pitching worries me for the Mets, and yeah,
But
They have a
don't
lot of
worry,
dart-
guys. We have the pitching academy, so it's going to be.
They have
okay.
no. They have a lot of dart throws in the bullpen, and they're really banking on this
And that-
pitching lab thing.
and
I
McNeil
don't know if
needs
it's
to be
gonna work.
better, and
Don't worry, Vin. We got the
Alonso in a
pitching lab.
contract year will probably have a really good year. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But
Alvarez is, I think, gonna be good.
I just
Didn't
don't
the
think
Mets?
that pitching
Didn't the
is
Mets
good
have
enough.
5 aces at one point? And
6. We
The
had
best
Bartolo
one?
Colon.
The
Yeah,
best
we
one
had-
is on the
just remember.
Phillies right now.
Yeah, the best one is on the Phillies.
anyway,
Unfortunate.
The Wilpons didn't want to pay the best one and let him walk because
yeah,
he was
Anyway.
Were you there when we saw Steven Matz' first game?
Yeah, it was there.
I was there.
yeah, it was
They
there.
were
It
talking
was a
whole
highlight. It was a great.
You
great
got to
moment.
watch an inning and a half of the game from the day before and then watch Stephen
Yeah.
Matz.
thing. You think his grandpa hates him now because he sucks?
His grandpa passed away.
Well, he's
You
hating
could
from
still
that.
hate somebody from heaven.
Yeah.
It could be the
Between
reason.
Kobe and Grandpa Matt, what is going on?
Maybe that was like the end of his life. He said, "You suck. I'm God. I'm out."
Do you remember the scene? Do you remember the scene in Happy Gilmore when he looks up over the house and it's
and they're all just there.
Chubbs and Abraham Lincoln and like you
Me and
think
Snacks
alligator.
over
we
and
said
the
to each
alligator
other that
being
all the
fucking-
It's one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, we
Don't
send
forget
that
the
to each
alligator.
other every
Yeah.
couple months.
Oh my god. Okay.
Now the
Oh,
Mets
I
are
was
gonna
thinking more
suck,
Force
whatever.
Ghosts than Happy Gilmore Ghosts, but anyway,
Oh
continue.
god.
How about that NL Central, huh?
Oh,
Man,
this one was easy to me.
You think? I
No.
hope we don't have the same pick again.
It wasn't as easy, but it's kind of in the same.
Okay, before we give the picks, are we ready to put the Reds in the conversation?
Yep, we're doing it.
Yep,
we're doing it.
Oh my God, hell is freezing over.
Cincinnati Reds.
Kobe, Grandpa Matz, and Vin and Snacks.
Agreeing.
Yeah,
agreeing on
this
shit.
is something.
I don't like
What a
it.
night! What
We're
a
really
night!
banking on the young players. That's what it is.
But no, it's true. No, Vin, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But they showed it last year. They can do it.
Yeah.
You give them another year, just like honestly, what we said about the Tigers is exactly what we could say about the Reds.
Yeah.
So you know what the funny
Except
thing about it is?
except the
Except
Reds
Magic.
showed a little bit more last year with their young talent.
Per
So
Fangraphs,
I
they
don't.
have the Reds and the Tigers doing the exact same thing. Both are 79 win teams.
Because they don't believe that they can't.
They also thought the
calculate
Yankees would
hype.
win 94 games last year, so
They have the Yankees at 88 this year.
that's way too much.
I don't know,
Anyway,
that's about it. No,
That's
I'm going
about
with the Reds. I'm buying the hype. Ellie De La Cruz, we're doing this.
all right, man. All
I'm-
right, all right.
I can't believe I'm doing it again, but those Cardinals just find a way to win that division. It's like the Braves. It's just consistently
I'm so
Just-
Well,
sorry.
creating players in a lab
71 They won 71 games last year.
But they got Lance Lynn.
Yeah, I can't put the Cardinals up there right now. Honestly, I would put the Cubs up there before the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think the Cubs are the closer one. If I had to,
Hey, I mean,
I think Brewers take a step
Council.
back. They lost Woodruff. They lost Burns. The
Yeah.
pitching's not the same.
Hater.
they lost Council.
They lost
what
Hader.
am I saying? Hater. Oh,
Hater, yeah, Hater's been
Hader
gone.
hasn't been there in 2 years.
he's been
He's
gone.
been
He's been
gone.
gone.
He has been gone.
That's
I
a
think
brain
the Brewers
fart.
take the step back. I'm
Agreeing
gonna
with Vin really.
I'm gonna go with
fucked
the
my head
Cubs.
up.
I'm gonna
say,
change it. I'm gonna
say
be
the
with the Cubs.
Cubs. I like the
Okay.
Cubs arms. I like the Cubs.
I don't hate
Cubs,
that.
Bellinger back.
Danny.
Hey, Craig counts as a hell of a manager.
It's gonna be
Mhm.
a bad division though. I'll tell
I'm
you.
going-
richest,
I'm
the
going.
richest man in the
I'm
world
going
couldn't pay
Pirates.
him.
Pirates.
Going fire.
No, I'm kidding.
Ah,
I'm going Reds.
Okay, Danny.
I mean, eventually the Pirates have to be good, right?
Nope.
Nope. They have.
They had that
Chapman
one year
playing
where
Bengals.
they made Cueto like bulk like 7 times in the first inning, but that
As
was
a
about
team, as a person who roots for the New York Mets, eventually never has to come.
never is coming.
it. Listen, when you're all eating your words watching the Mets Pirates National League Championship Series this year,
Listen, that'll be great. And then O'Neal
Snacks,
Cruz
how
is going
those
to hit
pigs flying
800
looking?
in that series and shove it up our ass.
is this on MLB The Show or like?
how those pigs look outside that window?
You want me to go check?
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, the
I
NL
don't
West.
even think you could win a World Series with the Pirates in the video game.
And
Oh, I
then
do.
NL
I'm pretty
West
sure the
is-
game goes out of business, like
and
ends
the
on its
NL
own.
West is going to be the NL West. I think.
Yeah,
a
we
lot
don't even have to
better.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want the Dodgers to fail so badly.
They're not.
Rockies are
that
winning
would be
that
cool,
division.
but they're not gonna.
Rockies, Pirates, first round playoffs. Let's go.
I
Like,
want
it's-
Yamamoto to have like a 5.5 ERA and just get lit
Listen,
up.
they were already having
Reach
problems.
windows out
Fucking
there.
Otani's translator got kicked off the team for
Dude,
stealing money.
wait, real quick, because that's really. I think that's the only thing we have to talk about the NL West right now
Is
until we get to the
Otani's
wild
translator
card.
getting thrown out?
Yeah, it's crazy. Hold on. Actually, maybe I don't want to talk because I don't really know all the details yet. I bookmarked an article that I want to read. That seems
Really
Apparently,
sketchy.
he's been
Crazy.
stealing money to use for gambling,
yeah.
and he's
Fuck
losing
Ohtani.
also,
Send him back to Japan.
and he's also like losing the money too.
Crazy.
Well, the translator's the one doing the game. That's not him.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Otani knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, I
Because
was
Otani has no-
if he knows.
Stop it, Vin.
Just like Jordan never
Maybe
gave his
he's
friend-
doing it,
told
and
his friends
the
that he was
guy's
going to
taking
go
a
for
hit.
40 to go bet on.
I think poor little Ipe was holding it down, and Shohei's letting him bite the bullet now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Poor
No,
Ipe.
his out of nowhere wife that plays basketball in
This is-
Japan is probably the one.
Okay, this is the old Chris Carter. Get yourself a fall guy. Okay, no, you're probably right about that.
This
Chris
is
Carter-
the
Chris
type of
Carter
shit
lost the
Calvin
NFC
Ridley should have
championship game,
learned
41-0.
many years ago. This is the type of shit Calvin Ridley would have never missed a year of football if he knew about any of this shit.
Chris Carter did
Fair
what?
point.
What did Chris Carter do?
He lost in the NFC Championship game 41-0. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
He didn't.
I
even show
thought
up
you
for
were
that game.
blaming him. I was like, it's 41-0. What is this his fault?
Steve,
He
you
just
were
won.
at that game, right?
Yes, I was. I was at both of those playoff games. That was insane. And I remember my dad wanting to leave, and I'm like, I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to watch my team win a championship. On
Yeah,
field.
sure enough, took a while. Anyway,
Sure enough, I still haven't seen any since then.
Yeah, well,
NL East was in Chicago, so I wasn't at that.
it was.
The NL, I meant.
NLCS was in Chicago. The NL East was in Cincinnati.
Right. The division was in LA, division series.
It was. Anyway,
I have been to, you'll be happy to know, Snacks, I've been to 2 World Series Game 5s.
did you lose?
we saw a couple Islander series wins.
That's true.
That did happen.
Oh yeah, the Islanders.
But I was at the
that's
I was at
real.
the 2000 Game 5, and I was at the 2015 Game 5. I'm not going to World Series
Oh
Game 5s
wow!
anymore.
Oh, you.
I'm not going
you
to
saw-
Game 5s
you
anymore.
Oh, Steven, I had no idea. That's terrible, buddy. Now I know why you're so fucking miserable.
Yep.
You put on a good fake happy laugh though. That's
What can I tell you?
good Christ.
Drugs are a great
Ugh.
The guy who roots for the Knicks is trying to be high and mighty on people. It's really unbelievable.
They are literally, arguably, the best team in New York right
For
now.
the first time in decades.
1994. 30 years.
How many times do I gotta come on here and say this shit? Never in my wildest dreams would I think.
I
that
know.
Out of the 4 teams I root for, the Rangers are really good too, but they'll probably get bounced in the first round because it's hockey and you never know. As you guys know very well.
Yeah.
I never thought I would see the Knicks be the most well-run team in New York. And my highest hope for my next championship.
Yeah.
I said it to a coworker today.
It's
The
crazy.
best thing about
It
the Knicks
doesn't
right
make any
now
sense.
is that when Thibodeau struggled when he got here and everybody wanted him fired, they
Idiots.
kept him.
Yeah, I
They
remember
kept
certain
him.
people at a tailgate last year were throwing him under the bus.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't you, but there were people, and you and me just look at each other laughing at them.
But Thibodeau's the best coach we've had since Van Gundy. And he may be better than Van Gundy.
He's better than Van Gundy.
He's better than Van Gundy. Van Gundy had Patrick Ewing, who's one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
To be fair, that's not saying much.
In fairness,
I
He's
get that.
competing
Dan.
against Mike
Thibodeau has
I
Jalen
get
Brunson.
that.
Jalen Brunson,
Mike Hornacek.
Listen,
and
you know
Josh Hart.
Isaiah Thomas.
Josh Hart plays 48 minutes a game.
you're
and
preaching the choir.
my boy Deuce.
Deuce.
I
The
knew it.
deuce has been loose. All right, can we not talk about this? I'm going to get all fucking emotional. I really don't want to. I want to get through these picks because I've
Just
We're
say
coming
I
back.
was right.
Snacks
Say
is
I
because
was
coming
right.
back.
I want to
month.
win this year. I
Snacks,
want to
I
win.
Talking
was
about
right.
Jalen Brunson makes him cry.
Snacks, say I was right.
Snacks is coming back in a month when the Knicks are going to the playoffs to tell us how we're winning.
Say I'm
the shit.
right. Say I'm right.
He's not right.
You're not
All right.
I need more.
Deuce? About
I need
Deuce?
more.
All
How
right.
much more do you want from him?
He had one superstar game. I need more.
I didn't say he was going to be a superstar.
No, I know. I've never not liked Deuce. I just didn't trust him off the bench. I don't think it's that crazy.
All right, wild cards.
All right, sorry.
Vin,
Danny,
3
good call.
American League wildcard teams. Go.
The Yankees are the first one.
It doesn't matter order. I
Okay.
don't care about order.
I'm picking the Rays because I'm just so done with the Blue Jays. I can't take it anymore.
Okay.
And then the Rangers get another one because they're actually still good. When Corey Seager comes back, they'll make it.
All right, who wants to go next?
Yankees, Mariners, and Rangers.
Well, add the same, Steven.
Same 3 too.
Same as Danny. Yep. Yankees, Rangers, Mariners.
Dev?
Yankees, Rays, Mariners.
Oh,
No
World
Rangers.
Series
huh?
hangover.
Yeah, I don't think they don't think they
I don't hate that. I don't hate that play.
I don't
think
hate
that-
it.
I don't hate it.
they lost Montgomery.
I just don't want to see
Your
the
number
Rays
one
in
is
it. I'll be
the
honest.
number one pitcher right now is who? Evaldi?
Probably Evaldi.
Yeah.
Blech.
That's what I'm
like it.
saying.
And I could see Adolis Garcia taking a step back.
He got paid. He's ready to go backwards now.
Yeah, so I would say that they miss, and especially losing Corey Seager at the beginning of the year too. You get off to a slow
I
start.
feel like they got a pitch.
In that division is tough to start slowing with the Mariners and the Astros in there. And honestly, I don't think the Angels are going to be that bad. I think they're not making playoffs, but I don't think they'll be 73 wins bad.
Rangers
I don't,
rotation.
Devin, I don't hate that take, by the way, with the Angels,
Yeah.
real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that terrible. I
They've
mean,
been
they're not going to be
laughing stock
great,
they've
but
been.
I think they're not going to be a laughing stock. This
No,
year.
they're not going to be a doormat like they've been. Yeah, I don't hate that.
So
I also think
Rangers Mariners make it in.
Ron Washington is going to be giving all of his players cocaine, and they're going to play
Yeah.
better. So,
Okay.
And Mike Trout on coke is going to be a sight to see.
oh yeah, not
Oh,
bad.
man. He's going to be happy. Good for him.
He'll be
he might
hurt
break
in
the
2
AL
weeks.
home run record.
No wonder he didn't want to trade.
So, yeah.
Really quick, Rangers rotation: Eovaldi, John Gray, Andrew Heaney, Dane Dunning, Cody Bradford.
Yeah,
Who was
don't
that?
love it.
Couldn't tell
Don't
you.
love it.
No, it's not great. It's not. It's concerning.
Yeah,
Well,
I
John
think-
Gray is one of Tommy Heeman's favorites.
I think the Rangers just got hot at the right time, and
Dev, you said Yankees, Rays, and who?
Mariners.
Mariners.
I think I don't know when Max and Jack are coming back, but if they come back in time, they could. It's possible.
Yeah, I went with the Yankees, the Mariners, and the Rays as well.
Okay.
I have no internet.
I'm not. The Mariners like took a step forward, but then got rid of they traded Eugenio Suarez. They don't want to win. It's weird. Their pitching is kind of stupid. Good.
Andrew Heaney's still in the fucking league.
He is the number 3 starter for the Texas Rangers right now.
Oh my god, what a trash! I remember when he gave up 8 home runs to the Sox. I want to stab him in the fucking eye. I hate that guy. All right, so
Add him to the list.
National League, I have Phillies, Giants, and the D-backs are going to go back to the playoffs.
Okay.
Are they going to go on a run like they did last year? That's to
Probably
be seen, but I do think they'll still make the playoffs. So I got the Phillies, Giants. I think with Snell, it gives you a nice 3 in that rotation.
Logan Webb, yeah.
It's a pretty good offense in that team too. It's not a terrible offense. They're going to hit. But yeah. And the D-backs, you can't go to the World Series and just completely bomb the next season.
Not according to Devin.
We've seen it billions of times.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
who's
going. All right,
We've
so
seen it.
Steven, I agree with the first 2 Phillies and Giants. I think those are kind of locked in. And I was struggling with this last one. I'm going with the Padres. They were so disappointing last year, but they have way too much talent to be this bad. I feel like a rebound is coming. Maybe not, maybe it's the 7th or the 6th, whatever. It was 6 wild cards. It's ridiculous how many teams make the playoffs. But I don't know. I'm going to bang on the talent. That NL West is ridiculous, but they also have a dog feeding Colorado Rocky team that they're all going to play 15 times and probably go 14-1. So I am going to go Phillies, Giants, Padres.
Okay.
Damn it. Same reasoning.
Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Danny. I am very, very sorry.
Oh, it's you hit them all on the head.
It's just like I couldn't find like I thought about the Cubs. I thought about the Cardinals because obviously I picked the Reds. I don't love the Cardinals. I like the Cubs a lot more.
Yeah, same.
I went for the last playoff spot because I think the Giants are a very good team, and I think the Phillies, which we're gonna get to them in a minute with something I have to say. I went based purely on talent, and the Padres are arguably a top 5 on paper talented team. So those are my 3.
Okay.
Vin's gonna go Mets, Pirates, Rockies. Right, Vin?
I was tempted to do it. I was.
Honestly, I thought about it too. Like just to ruffle
Just
some feathers in here.
Out of the war, I got Phillies. I'm going Cubs and D-backs. The Giants. I'm not there yet with the Giants. The Padres. Something's up there. Maybe if it was Soto, then it'll get cleared up. I think it's Tatis. I'll be honest. So
it
something in the
seems like
water.
Tatis because
Yeah,
He's a cancer.
yeah. I don't like it. Also, they got rid of their manager. Maybe he was the problem. I don't know.
Well, see, that was another. I should have mentioned that reason before. The manager change can always spark a team like that.
Yeah.
right.
But Vin, when you talk about the Giants, like I get it that maybe there's not enough offensively, but that pitching is
so mid. The lineup is so mid.
But the pitching is so good. They used to win those
yeah,
titles on
that's
pitching.
what I'm saying. It's very reminiscent.
They
to
have
the
2 guys.
Texans.
They have 3 guys that may be in the top 6 in Cy Young voting. Like that rotation is nasty. But I can understand your trepidations on it.
I'm not there. I got to see it. Their best hitter last year was Umer Flores. I'm not there yet.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Realistically, we all know it's going to be a central team to come out, but it would be nice to see the Giants pull it out. We've seen this a billion times.
I don't know. I think the West gets 3 in this year. As I said,
Kev?
obviously. So.
I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to go Phillies, Reds, and Marlins.
Okay. Vin.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the
Marlins.
Marlins are going to finish ahead of the Mets just like they did last year.
Okay.
This fucking
Marlins were
Marlins.
a wild card team last year.
They were, yeah. People forget.
They were.
They did make the playoffs last year. You're
Shit,
not
they
wrong.
made the
I
playoffs.
mean, they did, and
They did.
And
The
they're
Phillies
missing-
beat the absolute piss out of them.
Crush
yeah, but they made it.
They made it.
They were there. I just don't think the Diamondbacks get back to where they were. The Dodgers are a stronger team, so they'll lose more games against the Dodgers this year as well.
Corbin Carroll's so
I think
good.
I think the Reds will just barely outplay the Diamondbacks to make it into the playoffs. So
So, Devin, you have the World Series matchup last year. None are going back
Just
to the
out.
playoff. I like it.
no,
I like it.
Just flipping the league on its head. I
That
love
was
like
an
it.
asinine fucking World Series that nobody watched.
I think I watched maybe 4 outs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Literally, when they saw,
I saw there was one
That's-
out left
that's
in the
okay.
World Series. I was like, all right, I'll go
We're
watch the
done with
Rangers win their
baseball for
first
the
one.
year.
I
That's
watched
the end.
Montgomery pitch and I didn't.
Right. I think I watched Scherzer pitch and I was like, let's see how bad this goes. And it didn't
Yeah.
go that bad. And I was like, all right, well, that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, Vin was my voice. I didn't watch a second.
Yeah, just that was it. Anyway.
Oh, is it World Series predict?
League
You wanna do that?
MVPs. We're gonna go
We'll do
league.
All
that.
right,
MVP.
I like that. I like that. Save
Okay.
the World Series for that. I like that. Okay.
Okay. All right.
League MVPs. So you can go with both. You can go with just one league.
Let's do both.
Yeah, dude.
We'll do both at once. All right, I'm gonna start us off. Right
Go ahead.
in the National League, I think Otani's gonna be good, but Acuna is the best player in the National League, no doubt about it. All over the place. Unless Ohtani comes back and pitches well enough to win the MVP, he's not going to be able to out hit Acuna all around.
Not happening this year. So
American League, I already said it. The best catcher in the American League is in Baltimore, and he's going to win an MVP this year.
Wow.
I just think he's just all around incredible. Just
wow.
you
stealing my
saw
picks left and
his
right.
first moment in the league where he just stood behind home plate, said hello to the umpire, and then just looked around. You're like, all right, this kid's gonna be good. This kid's gonna be really good.
I agree. I think the Orioles thing is going to be a very much like Buster Posey thing with Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, he's that good. That's a really badass pick, Steven.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Ben, who do you have in the National League?
It's a good pick.
I am going with my reasoning. So the race was a race
we go.
in the NL MVP for a long time this year between Acuna and Mookie. If Mookie's going to play shortstop at a high level, we're following WAR, his WAR is going to go through the roof because shortstop's a lot harder to play. Right. So I'm taking Mookie personally.
Fuck.
He's just really good.
Fuck.
Okay. Whoever wants to go next.
I mean, I guess I'll go because
you're Mookie. Okay.
I literally the same
Fucking
exact
weird world we live
goddamn
in.
fucking reason. I literally wrote WAR SS greater sign too big. It's
the stupid.
No, it's
WAR
true,
thing
and
that I
that's
don't
what they
understand,
care
but
about. It's what they care about. It's what they care about. It's ridiculous. And which player would I rather on the Yankees? Acuna. But I'm taking Mookie for the simple.
Sure.
No, of course it's close.
Yeah.
But 70 stolen bases and everything he could do. No, I'd take Acuna. But for what I think that they're going to look at, I'm going with Mookie.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the AL MVP,
Which one?
Soto.
Okay.
I think Soto.
Wow.
Yep. Listen. I nailed the Yankee pick last year with Cole as Cy Young.
He did.
Did.
I think Soto is going to have a year that is just so grotesque that people are going to be like, "What the fuck?" Steve Cohen's going to give him $800 million, and at that point, please take him.
He's gonna be a
Please
Yankee.
take him.
He's gonna be
Please
a
take
Yankee.
him. I don't think so.
He's gonna be a Yankee. It's no point. There's no point in getting excited about it.
Adding the power to his game, like the over the top power
Ted,
that would happen in Yankee Stadium, is going to be
and that's
because
the
he's
thing,
always been like a 30-ish, which is like fine,
right? But he's going to
He hits
probably add
45.
20. He's going to add 20 home runs.
Yeah.
He's got Judge in the lineup protecting him. Like
He's not leaving the Yankees.
Like he can annihilate that porch if he wants.
Oh my gosh, in heaven, he's
just
got to hit a pop up.
Yeah.
And he's on base literally 60% of the time. It's absurd. And not even because he's a Yankee. You guys know my feelings on Yankees. I'm not biased. I'm nothing. The fact,
If anything, it's a detriment to be a Yankee.
100%. I agree. He's gonna be so good. He's in the contract year of a contract that could arguably pay him. I don't think he'll reach Ohtani numbers, even though deferred money. I'm not counting that.
14
He is
years,
going to be
$585 million.
He's 25 years old, and
That's not a lot.
there is an argument he's the best player in baseball on the offensive side. You know what I mean? Because obviously Ohtani pitches and hits, but whatever.
Tough.
I am taking Juan Soto, and I am stupidly confident that he wins MVP and has just an absurd season. Those are my MVPs.
Before anybody else goes, I just want to say how surprised I am that Snacks is being complimentary to Ohtani. It's not.
Somebody wouldn't.
He hates Ohtani.
I
hate him.
I hate him. I do think he's a fraud.
I know it, but you're saying he's the best.
I've
player
said
in
it on the show how many times?
Yeah, because he had one bad start at Yankee Stadium, so his life.
No, wrong.
He had multiple
three.
bad starts.
He had 3.
I'm sorry, Dev. I'm assuming your picks are going to be similar Yankee wise, so I want to hear what you have to say, Dev.
Fuck Ohtani.
So yeah, fuck Ohtani. I'm gonna go Mookie Betts also, because I think he's just gonna eat in that lineup, and with the shortstop getting the more WAR, all that kind of stuff is fine. But I just think batting with Shohei next to him, kind of. How do you not have better numbers just having him bat us? So Mookie Betts for the NL. The American League, I'm not going Juan Soto. I'm going to go Aaron Judge.
I had a
'Cause
feeling.
I think having Juan Soto bat in front of Aaron Judge and getting on base over and over and over again, Judge is going to have like 130 something RBIs or more this year. Like, you have a
That
guy
is-
who just gets on base every time he's up, and you're going to have a guy who just mashes home runs every time he's up. Judge is going to have 50 plus bombs and like 140 RBIs this year.
If
He's
he
stays
getting
on 2 feet.
nasty.
There is a possible outcome here that Soto hits like 25 homers, but has like a 500 on base percentage because he just
Well, I'll
walks
tell you right
the
now,
whole time.
Aaron Judge
Yeah.
wants to finish 1 and 2 in the MVP race, and then like Yordan Alvarez will be in there at number 3. Like, I think Judge and Soto batting next to each other, they're gonna steal votes from each other, but eventually, I think that Judge ends up taking it if he
And it's
stays
absurd.
healthy. If Judge is going to be healthy all season, he's going to have a monster year. It's
Yeah.
going to be ridiculous.
I do agree with that. Now, can I pose a question real quick before Danny, before you get to your pick?
Yep.
Again, no Yankees bias. You guys know I'm a diehard Yankee fan that hates the Yankees, but Judge, Soto back-to-back in a lineup. One answer in our lifetimes has got to be one of, if not the best. I'm trying to think, and the first one
This
that came
is
to my
potentially
mind.
what we thought Stanton and Judge was going to be.
Yeah.
When you first got Stanton, yeah, you did.
No, because Stanton was just, to me, just like home runs. Like, Soto was just an overall player. I think Poppy and Manny would be my first go-to.
That's fair. I thought you meant Yankee wise.
Oh, no. I meant like overall, just like
overall
back-to-back.
wise.
Yeah.
That's that one. Yeah.
Like Pujols and Edmund, or,
Even
Yeah,
that.
well, maybe Roland, but not to that extent.
Yeah, listen,
No.
those three could have won MVP. Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be if
David
if
Wright
they
and
both
Carlos
stay
Colon.
healthy. If they both stay healthy and
Delgado.
do what they can do, I mean, that's going to be right up there with Babe Ruth and what's his name?
And then,
Babe Ruth
Maris
and old
and,
Gear.
I
Mantle.
can't wait for Soto to come out with a cigar in his mouth to
Maris
his
and
at-bats.
Mantle.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you right now, 1 and 2 in the Cy Young voting is not Cy Young, MVP voting is going to be Judge and Soto in the AL. I'm telling you right now.
I could easily see that too.
All right.
Danny, which Yankee are you picking?
I am going
I'm
going with Devin actually.
Going Judge.
Devin's reasoning is really good because that's just, he's
True.
literally
He
good.
might just drive in and insane.
He's gonna be that guy that has 150 RBIs.
Oh
before.
yeah, you took the
Wait, who's
the number
hitting
out of my
leadoff?
head.
Right
Well,
now,
if
it
It's
could
DJ's
be-
supposed to be
healthy,
LeMahieu, but he's
Supposed
going to
to
be
be
hurt
LeMahieu.
for the first couple weeks probably.
Okay.
Then I
So
heard
you'll probably see Verdugo up there.
Yeah, that's a
Start.
good one.
I just
Oh,
throw
by the
Rizzo
way,
up there.
There's
Uh,
no
we're
way
just-
they
we're
throw
just
Volpe
walking
up there
people to
first.
start the
I think
game.
they're going to have Volpe hit lower in the lineup to start the year.
Yeah, I was
if
gonna
Volpe
say
proves
that.
that he can get on base and he's going to hit for average, he's the perfect leadoff hitter.
I forgot it
But-
was BT or Sal, but they mentioned that, and
They don't
BT
count.
was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know about that yet because he's gonna have to like stay there."
It's
It'll
going to be
look like a
Verdugo
demotion.
probably leading off until DJ gets back. I mean, I know they messed around with having Rizzo lead off at one point last year, but I don't like that.
Neurolytics.
Yeah, I would say Verdugo probably leads off.
All right,
I'm with that.
Judge. All right, Judge.
Danny, you have an NL MVP?
NL, see the thing with the Dodgers, they're gonna cancel all of them out.
It's possible.
So,
Yeah, that's a nice call. Yeah.
but you could obviously make a call on Betts, Otani, and Freeman. I'm going to go Bryce Harper.
That's a solid.
He doesn't have to play the outfield.
That's
He's
a
gonna
really
be playing-
solid pick.
He's playing first base. He doesn't have to do quote unquote more strenuous activity. And we know he could play it, and then he could play DH whenever the hell he wants. So
Sure.
I'll go with that.
say war-wise, they tend to hurt you in your first baseman, but Goldschmidt won it a few years ago, so it shouldn't
Right.
be that big of a problem.
All right, American League and National League Cy Youngs. Who wants to kick this off?
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Danny, do it. Danny, you just went last. You go.
Let's see. I'm gonna go Burns for the AL, and then I was jokingly gonna say Chris Sale because he's gonna be a Brave. But I'm gonna go
pitchers on the Braves. You could
yeah, I'm gonna go.
that.
I'm gonna go Strider on the Braves.
All right. Well, that's
Sorry.
that's okay. It's just
Sorry.
same thing.
I got Strider also in the National League. And then American League, I have Castillo in Seattle.
Yeah, does anybody else feel like he's like 40 years old?
He's been in the league for
so good.
That's because there's so many Luis Castillos.
Yeah,
His
well,
name is
that's a
Luis
fair point.
Castillo. Yeah.
Didn't one drop a pop up once?
I don't
did.
think so. I don't actually think
He also broke his leg falling on a glove walking into the dugout. So
that did
he's
happen,
kind of
yes,
special.
100%.
What uniform was he wearing?
I don't
Same one
remember.
they always wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, yeah, my picks are in. Danny took my pick.
I
Didn't
have
take them.
Castillo's
We just
hitter.
agree.
Vin,
NL, I'm gonna go Zach Wheeler for.
I thought about Wheeler.
old time
just-
sake.
I think it's his time. I don't want to go Burns because I feel like he's the
Obvious pick.
obvious pick.
I thought about that too.
That's
Fuck
why I
it.
didn't go with Burns.
Castillo. He was my other option, and then you said it, and I was like, I want to be different, but
The other option I had also was Seattle was Kirby.
yeah, any of those guys really. I mean, it's possible.
Listen, until about 3 weeks ago, it was Cole. It was hands
The
down
Rays
the
have
winner.
no one left, and the fucking. I could be right.
Funny that none of us have taken any.
Steven,
Oakland
can you
Athletics to the league.
asterisk mine and subject to change if Jordan Montgomery signs with the Yankees?
Jordan Montgomery, if he signs with the Yankees.
Only the Yankees.
Dev, who do you got?
So, NL, I feel like everybody has them with Spencer Strider. So I'm gonna go with Spencer
means
Strider in the
he's
NL. In the AL,
We need
I'm
Tommy
going
John
to
surgery. He's
go.
going to announce for Tommy John surgery tomorrow morning.
No, then the
AL.
next Brave will win it.
AL, I'm gonna go with somebody that none of y'all said, and I'm gonna go with Tariq Skubal of the Tigers.
Tigers, yep.
I was thinking like
He
I'm
was
going
nasty
Tigers
last
and Reds.
year.
Who am I picking off these teams?
15-7, a 2.8 ERA last year.
I can't
Pick
say
Hunter
that they're.
Green to win a Cy
I can't
Young
say
right
they're on the cusp and not there yet, and then give a guy a Cy Young award.
Yeah.
I know, but the Cy
That's
Young
just-
is
that's
such an
just me.
individual award, though, and he could have a great season and they could still be bad. I mean, look at DeGrom getting no offensive help ever, and he won Cy Young.
He won a Cy Young winning 10 games one year.
Right. So, like, I
They
mean,
felt
I
bad.
think Skubal is really good. I think that he could be like the dark horse Cy Young. So I'm gonna go with him.
It's a good pick.
Managers of the year, I took, of course, the Orioles. Hyde. I think he won it last year too. Maybe.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
He probably
and I'm
did.
gonna take. So I think the Giants are gonna have a good year and be a wild card team. Bob Melvin's gonna win one for the National League.
Okay. I'm gonna say
It was Skip Schumacher who won it last year for the National League
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
in the Marlins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the teams I've been talking about that are gonna surprise. So AJ and David Bell is the Reds manager. I wanted to
AJ
say it because I knew
AJ
you were gonna say the same fucking thing.
Literally the same fucking thing. I'm staring at same fucking thing.
You said the Astros manager, right?
No, the Tigers manager.
Oh, the
is
Tigers
Tigers.
manager. Yeah. sorry.
Well, yeah.
Well, he was he
former
was at one
cheater on the
point.
Astros,
was.
yeah.
He is now.
He
the
was,
Tigers.
and then he introduced garbage cans. Yeah.
He
No,
let Carl
Beltran did.
introduce garbage cans.
Excuse me. Someone had to put them out there while
Someone
Beltran
had
was
to
in.
do it, and
in-
he just didn't do anything about it. And that's really
Unbelievable. Get me off of this fucking stream. If I agree with Vin one more time, I should put a bullet in my
Let me-
head.
So
This
excited
season,
if you guys have
the world
agree on
might
the World
collapse.
Series.
Yeah.
The world is ending. We're all going to bed and not
Yeah,
waking
I
up tomorrow
think
because of how
it's,
much you guys have agreed.
Oppenheimer.
Dev,
I'm gonna go with Joe Espada, the Astros, and with the NL. I mean, how do you not go with either Snicker or fucking Roberts?
so which one is it?
I'm gonna say Snicker.
All right. Fuck that guy.
I know, but it's gonna be one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
The two things the Braves do: pitching and managers. They just have a machine that they just like. All right, here, push the button. We need a new one.
yeah,
And
pretty
losing
much.
to the Yankees in the World Series.
Danny, managers.
I'm going Sticker and everybody's favorite manager in the Bronx, Aaron Boone. Just because of Soto and Judge, and everybody's gonna see
Listen.
Snacks' head is gonna explode. That's exactly that's gonna happen this year.
Listen, we took his right. Remember, we took his right hand man to be the Mets manager.
Oh,
Mm.
you
That
fucking
guy
idiot! You guys,
stinks.
I
he's
can't believe we
horrible.
took the. I can't believe they
Idiot.
literally were like, "Hey,
Danny.
the Yankees have a great bench coach. We should let that guy manage."
Oh yeah, because they were so successful. Danny, let me tell you something.
I'm trolling. Clearly.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, thank God.
No, but that's his pick, though.
Oh, but
That's
that's
my
really
pick,
his
but
pick.
it's 100% a troll.
It's
pick.
manager of the year, not puppet of the year.
I'm sorry, puppet of the year.
In
To be
fairness,
fair,
most
every
managers are
manager,
puppets now.
they're all puppets.
Yeah.
They're all
Now
puppets
they
at this
are.
point.
Not like him.
No, a spot
like
is going to be a good manager, and I know he was a very big person in the Yankees coaching staff, so that's a good one.
Not as big as
Mendoza, right?
Carlos Mendoza. I keep wanting to call him.
I'll
Mendoza's
never
gonna be a
forget.
goat.
I will never
Watch
forget.
Mendoza win manager of the year this year.
I will
They're
never
all gonna use
forget.
words.
I text Snacks, or Snacks texted me, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I had no idea who the Yankees bench coach was, and he goes,
Nope.
"Yeah, he was the bench coach." I'm like, "Oh,
In fairness, most
Awesome.
teams you probably can't name their bench coach.
right."
Imagine going into an interview and be like, "Yeah, I was the bench coach for Aaron fucking Boone." Oh, you're hired. I'm honestly starting to think Frank was a lot more right than he is, and this is Wilpon 2.0 because
No, that's
that
where we
is
draw-
an embarrassing hire. An
where we draw the line.
embarrassing hire.
that's where we draw the line.
Sorry. Are we done? Can I get to my World Series pick?
Yes,
Devin, I'm
go
sorry.
for it.
ahead.
Did you
You
go, Devin? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. You're good.
I cannot believe
Who's the World Series pick and the winner?
Oh, I know. In the American League. I can't believe I'm doing this. Orioles.
Okay.
I really think that youth and the experience last year, even though they got wiped,
Baltimore will
adding
literally burn
Corbin
down.
Burns in that bullpen, it is ridiculous.
Does
And
Baltimore burn down winning the American League, or do the people wait until to see if they actually win the World Series?
no, if they win the American League, it'll burn down.
Just
Because they're not going to win.
so there
the World
won't even be
Series.
a city for a World Series. So whoever wins
There-
the National League automatically wins the World Series.
There's not a big difference between the way it is now and burnt down, so it won't.
it's- we've been there.
A
It's-
very good point.
We've been there. Vin
Yeah.
and I were there. It's true.
And boys, the three of you that host the show,
Oh, he's picking the Phillies.
He's picking the Mets.
He's picking
Doesn't
the
even have to
the,
make the playoffs.
the
Just go to the-
Philadelphia Phillies, your 2024 World Series champions.
Oh, they're finally gonna go over the hump. Okay, I could see it.
So Saquon scoring
I feel like
touchdowns,
it's
and the Phillies
their
are going
time.
to win in a World
It's their
Series.
time. They have been right on the cusp of the last 2 years. It's time.
Well, at least this World Series will help with the ratings compared to last year. It'll definitely
Well,
get much better ratings.
That is very
You would
true.
hope.
My picks are in Phillies over Baltimore.
All right, Dev, who do you got?
In the NL, I'm going to go with the Braves. I think they end up beating the Dodgers in the NLCS.
I think that's fair.
In the AL, I'm going to also go with the Orioles.
Okay.
And your World Series champions will be the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, wow, me and you just hate those guys. We hate these three.
I just
Look at
think the Braves are so good, and
Yeah,
I
they are
know
actually good.
the
Snack.
hot
I,
pick is going to be the
You know what the
I
funny
hate
thing
my
about
life.
it is
So what
they
difference
both
does it
have
make?
they both have the Orioles going to the World Series. Imagine they just win
Right.
the World Series.
They just ignore it.
I
They're
don't
both
ha-
they're both
okay, so-
trolling
so
us.
my-
They're both
my
trolling
fa-
us, and then the Orioles win the
No,
World
no.
Series.
My
No,
thing,
it's
I don't.
different.
I don't
No,
hate
it's
the
different.
Orioles
It's
have
different.
never in my life been
Right.
a threat. If they win,
They've never
I don't
been.
care. I don't
This is
care.
the same point I have with the Packers. The Lions could win the Super Bowl. I don't give a shit.
You
I
don't
don't
care.
hate them.
They've never
Yeah,
been.
They've
as long
never-
as
I've
it's not
never
the
cared
Vikings
about
and the
them.
Bears.
Even the Bears. Like nobody in that
Any
division.
of them. The Vikings are
Any
the
of
only
them.
team I hate in my division.
Right.
The Orioles haven't been relevant since Jeffrey Mayer stuck his hand over the ball.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
gonna
and
be relevant
that
for a long
franchise
time
died
now.
then.
They're going to be relevant for
It's
a long
literally
time.
been a curse of Jeffrey Mayer since that franchise.
Armando Benitez.
Good kid. Good kid.
Oscar Tarasco.
Anyway. I'm also picking the Orioles to play the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are going to win. It's chalk, but they're very good.
They're
are
very good.
They are very good.
They're very good.
They're very fun.
Yeah,
Overrated.
I hate going.
Over-fucking
I hate.
rated.
I hate them going chalk with the NL. It's Dodgers. They're stupid. They're just so stupid. And then I think it'll be the.
I should have picked the Reds Tigers World Series.
Go ahead, Dan. Pick the New York Yankees and make
Let it go full circle, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not picking the Yankees. I think the
The world
Astros.
would burn.
I think the Astros have one final year in them with their main core.
I would puke if there was a Yankee Dodger World Series. Just the world would be disgusting.
The world would end if it was a Tigers Reds World
No,
Series.
you would-
right?
you would hate-
Like-
You thought
You would
last
hate
year
it.
didn't have any views.
You would hate a Yankee Braves World Series way more.
I feel like
Yeah,
people
but
would
I've been
watch
through
a
those
Tigers
already.
Red
I'm not-
World
you-
Series because it's like, are these two teams really
Yeah,
supposed
you've
to be
been through
here?
those when you were 2. Like,
Yeah.
like,
But
what are you talking-
Well,
you weren't there to watch.
Danny,
it.
who's winning the World Series?
Dodgers. They'll get their one COVID World Series.
No, they're gonna fail.
So
It's gonna backfire. It will fail.
as much
Yamamoto's
as
a
I
bum.
want the Orioles to go, like Danny said, the Astros got that 1 year left in them.
yeah,
Even though
the
most
last
of their
dance
guys
vibe
have
for
1
the
year left on
Astros.
their contracts after
Yeah.
this, I think this is that last year they're gonna get that far. But they are gonna run into the Braves winning the second World Series in the past couple of years.
It's shocking it hasn't happened already with the Astros because like they already lost Springer.
Well, they're
They're supposed to hit that wall every year.
right, but like Tucker replaced Springer, and then
Right.
Jordan came up more, and Pena, who's not really even that good. But...
Yeah, but they have Rafael Montero in their bullpen. That's the key.
You said he was their closer before. They signed Josh Hader. Josh Hader is their closer.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Very
Can we,
much.
all agree?
Once a week though.
I picked.
Well,
I
he
picked-
doesn't care anymore now.
I picked the Phillies, but can we all agree as baseball fans, we deserve Braves versus Dodgers because those two are absolute
Yeah,
behemoths. And like in the NLCS, like that is
right.
They're units. That's
I
my
want-
Listen,
God.
you give me them and you give me an Astro Orioles
Right.
ALCS. I'll watch those rounds. I'll watch
It's
that.
dumb.
round.
I want the Braves and the Dodgers to sweep everybody else they play, so they're healthy and ready in
Yeah,
the pitching
yeah,
set,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
let's
And
go toe to toe.
There's no excuse. Oh, they win
I
5
think
games
the Braves
and
are a
they only
better
win
team.
3. Yeah,
I just do. I
I'm
think
with
the
you.
Braves are better than
I think the
Dodgers
Braves are going to be
do.
able to outpitch them.
Sale
That's
is
going to
a
be the
huge
key.
X factor. If Sale is close to the way he's supposed to be, that's the X factor.
I just like the Braves, man. That lineup, top to bottom, is so
That lineup is
balanced.
stupid.
It's just they're so good. They're the most well-rounded baseball team.
I mean, and they have the boost of Jared Kelenic, who's just going to be good because
The-
that's just the
the
way
Dodgers
the world
He's
have that,
batting
like,
like
star
0
power and
12.
the names,
He's batting
but-
like .012 and
No, the bottom of the Dodger lineup does not keep up with the bottom.
No,
of the
they
Braves lineup.
don't. I feel like the
That's
the
true.
Braves lineup is longer.
One
The,
to
the
nine,
Dodgers
yeah.
have the star power, but the Braves are so balanced and nasty. 1 through 9, I would not want to pitch to any of those guys.
I can tell you, it's not fun.
I didn't even realize that there was meaningful baseball today, and I was at work at 4 o'clock.
But then they have to go back, so they play again this morning,
And then they go play
Whatever.
spring training.
and then they go play
And then
more
they're
spring
playing
training
3
games.
more spring training games. Like, what's the point of playing?
Stupidest
3
thing in the world.
Just go home and sit there.
Just go get. What they should do is go to San Diego and be prepared for a San Diego Dodger matchup. To
They're not
start
even
the season.
playing each other. Like,
Shit. Boys, I don't know where my charger is. I'm
All
about
right,
to
we're
die.
done anyway.
Well, we're done
Oh,
anyway.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
good.
Devin, Snacks, thank you as always.
You're
Gentlemen,
welcome.
it's always a pleasure. Snacks, get ready for our NBA playoff preview show that you're joining us for.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, well, I'm all in for that. And
Once
Vin,
a year I could do this. That's it.
Once a year, we do
Vin,
it like
let
three
me
times
tell
a
you,
year.
I can't believe we agree this much. Oh shit, I get literally 1%. Vin,
Like literally, the world's about to end because of how much they agreed with each other.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure as
Everybody
always.
get one good last night of sleep in before the world ends.
Snacks.
He died.
His computer died for all the agreeing that you guys did.
Exactly.
That's exactly what just happened. We'll
All
talk
right.
to you guys soon. Enjoy.